Entrepreneurs who have developed a successful business often use franchising as a way to expand. Like all business models, franchising has its benefits and its drawbacks. The truth is that franchising is one of the most significant, stable and sustainable growth strategies that a business can implement. Entrepreneurs generally go down the franchise route for 3 or 4 main reasons. The first one is that they want to grow the business quickly and often build it into a national brand. The second one, surprisingly, is a lack of cash, lack of money. The prime barrier to growth and expansion for today's entrepreneurs is a lack of capital. By franchising the business, you avoid the risk of too much debt because franchisees provide most of the initial investment. The third reason is people. Business owners very often spend a great deal of time looking for, recruiting, hiring and training managers, only for the manager to leave or get poached by one of the competitors. Franchising the business means that the company can substitute franchisees, motivated franchisees, instead of managers. And because they have a vested interest in the business, not just in its success but also in its profit, they very often get a much better performance level. The fourth reason is lack of time. To open multiple units in different outlets across the country takes a lot of time and effort. Finding the right premises, checking leases, looking at the best way to finance the business, hiring staff, training staff, getting equipment, fitting out the outlets, all takes time. By franchising the business, companies can let the franchisees do most of those growth tasks. Yes, the franchisee will help the franchisor will help the franchisee to develop and to help them and to support them and to guide them along the way. But it's the franchisee that does most of those tasks. So by franchising the business, it allows the franchisor not only to leverage his finances, but also leverage his resources. We've been working together for several months now, Rich, so why have you decided to franchise your business?
We'd opened 3 outlets previously, and we were looking at a situation where we wanted to grow the business. We were confident in the market that we were operating in. The coffee industry is a growing market, and we saw an opportunity to expand the business. But I think we realised that we'd invested a lot of our own personal money into the 3 outlets, and we looked at franchising and decided that it was the best route for us given where we were financially and the model that we could use to expand the business from where we were.
What made you decide to use a franchise consultant?
Once we'd decided that the franchise model was something that we wished to pursue, it became clear to us at an early stage that we'd need some specialist advice and not just some generic business guidance. We were happy at the time with the way the business was running, but I think we realised that we'd need somebody to be more than just a business coach. It would need some specialist advice, and the process was something that we also looked at. It could take anything up to 6 to 9 months to get us to the stage where we were ready for franchising, and we just felt that after we'd spoken to somebody who'd franchised their own business, that a specialist franchise consultant was the right path for us.
When working with companies who are looking to franchise the business, my initial approach and assessment is based on 5 questions. Number 1, is the business successful? By that, I mean, is it established and is it well known, both in the sector that it's working in and the geographical area that it's working in? Number 2, can it be replicated? Can your processes and systems be operated by someone else in another part of the country successfully? Number 3, is it profitable? I have seen companies who are not profitable, who are losing money, and they think by franchising the business and taking franchise fees, they will rectify the situation. It doesn't happen. It's a big mistake. Number 4, what are the profit margins? The reason I ask that question is because the bulk of the profit margin goes to the franchisee. So there must be sufficient margin for both the franchisee to make a comfortable living and also to make it worthwhile for the franchisor franchising his business in the first place. And number 5 is a very personal question. Are you prepared to give up a certain amount of control over the business that you've passionately developed over the last few years? If you're a control freak and you can't delegate, then franchising is not for you, because at the end of the day you're dealing with people, and despite having your systems in place, they will try to do it their way, and you can't control them like you can control a manager. Most companies find that these 5 questions bring some clarity and structure to the whole process. How did those 5 questions help you?
The 5 questions are a simple but really effective way of making you ask yourselves questions about the business itself, some of the core elements of the business itself, and really getting you to focus on whether you are ready for the franchise process. I think a couple of the questions made us realise that there were certain elements of the business that needed attention, certain elements that maybe we weren't quite ready, which, to be honest, didn't put us off, but did make us focus on 1 or 2 things that we really knew we'd have to put in place to get ourselves in a position to franchise the business. And I think we were always confident that with the right guidance and with a process that we could follow, which the 5 questions almost act as a map for you, and we found them extremely useful.
There are 3 main types of franchisee. First of all, there's the investor. This is the person that doesn't want to work in the business, he wants to work on it. He may have several franchised outlets. Secondly, there is the lifestyle franchisee. This could be a husband and wife, or just a husband or a wife who wants to run a lifestyle business. They may be fed up working in a corporate environment and who decide to work and buy a franchise. They may even be earning less money working in a franchise than they would working for a big corporate, but it suits their lifestyle and they have a lifestyle business. The third type is what I would call frustrated entrepreneurs. Someone who's always wanted their own business but has never had the opportunity. Maybe married with kids, no money, mortgage to pay, and suddenly the kids have grown up, they've been made redundant, or they've had a midlife crisis, and they've decided that now is the right time to buy a franchise and run their own business. So those are the 3 main types of franchise in general. And some franchise models, you can have different types of franchisee. Some models can have both investment franchisees, and also lifestyle franchisees. So it's not one type fits all, and I can work with all types of franchisees, as I have done many times over the years. How did we help you to decide what type of franchisee you're looking for?
I think this was one of those questions that uncovered an area that, for me and Angela, it proved the worth of having a franchise consultant on board with us, Len, because you were able to clearly set out for us the types of individuals that are out there looking for franchise opportunities and which individuals would be best suited to us right now.
Franchising changes the way you operate your business. How did we help you to understand those changes?
I think your input was really valuable to us, Len. It helped us to anticipate the changes that would come about through going down the franchise route. I think the realisation that we were going to be moving away from a largely operational based business to more of a support mechanism for franchisees, and that was, when the penny dropped, that was really important to us, that you were there to be able to tell us how that was going to develop.
Once we've helped our clients to clarify the whole process, we help them to refine their thinking by asking them 6 questions. These questions can define their future. The 6 questions are: number 1, what are you trying to achieve? What is your ultimate goal? Question 2, why are you trying to achieve it? What are your motives? What are your reasons? Question 3, how are you going to achieve it? Question 4, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Question 5, when do you want to start and exit? Have you got an exit strategy? And question 6, who is going to help you along the way. How did those 6 questions impact on your thinking, starting with your ultimate goal?
I've always been a goal-orientated person, Len, and I think we liked the idea of setting the goal, setting the business goal, and then working backwards from that. And the 6 questions really helped us focus on the process and deliver what we thought we needed to do to make it happen.
How far do you think you've travelled in your franchising journey?
Where we are now, I feel, is that we've come a long way. We've put a lot of the systems and processes in place that needed to be put in place to ready us for the next leg of the journey. I suppose in some respects this is like it's like the next leg. We have come a long way. We've prepared ourselves to get to the point where we're now able to recruit franchisees and look at other locations. And now's the interesting part, I suppose, because all the theory and all the preparation are in place, but now it's the next leg of the journey. I think I can honestly say that I don't think we'd have got this far without your help, Len. I think the guidance, you've acted as a mentor to me and Angela during the process, and it's been really, really valuable.
Franchising is not for everybody. Only you can decide if franchising is right for you and your business. As a successful franchise consultant with over 30 years' experience, I can help you to make that decision. And once you have made it, I can guide you and support you through the whole process. So if you're interested in franchising your business, please give me a call. I would love to talk to you.